I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord Jesus, we thank you for all the blessings you put in our life. Lord, we thank you for the city that we have here, for the prosperity that you've given us. Dear Lord, we ask you to help us, Lord, guide us, help us make good, right, sound decisions for the city, for the community. Lord, we ask you to keep your hand over us, keep people safe, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Y'all have a seat. We'll start out with a minute from the July 17th to 23 meeting. Anybody have time to look over the minutes?
I will make a motion that we approve them as written.
We got a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next is the bills paid for July of 23. Anybody have questions on the bills that were paid?
Move we pay our bills.
I will second.
A motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Next, we got Chief Markham with our fire department report.
It was a real quiet month. We didn't have the 16 calls, 14 of them was in the county, 2 in the city. Had one train derailment. Wasn't nothing to it, thank God. Other than that, it's just slowly rolling by. I have contacted 3 different people about putting gutters in front of the firehouse. Only one is give up the price. And that was Grantham's Insulation. They were somewhere around $700.
Okay.
So we'd appreciate if y'all put them on there, 'cause I'm tired of pushing water out of that bay every time it rains.
It's not going to rain.
Yes, ma'am.
At least a couple weeks.
I called them today.
Good deal, good deal.
Anything else?
So far, everything's good.
Jimmy, did y'all find out anything about insurance on those radios that went bad?
We're still on that. So we just now got the invoices in from the company and supposed to forward them off to the insurance company. But got the approval through our fire chief first. So if they've supplied everything correctly.
And we are looking at relocating on city property instead of Tennessee gas. Since you're gonna have to replace it, we're going to pay somebody to come up there and mount it. We're looking at putting it on the water tower up here, but we have to have, American Tank Maintenance be the one that does the installation because they're managing the upkeep on the fire, on the water tanks. So, you know, just letting y'all know where we're headed with that, because it's always a hassle to get out, to get in there.
To get into TGT.
And to do any kind of work or anything on it, it's like hungry to get in there to do it. So, I mean, since we're having to pay them to climb up the tower, put the new antenna up there anyway because of the damage to that one, why not put it on something we can maintain ourselves? Not as far as the city maintaining it, but something on city property that way, you know.
When I had talked to Mike about that, I had made the suggestion of putting everything in the fire hall or inside the building. He got talking about over $12 a foot for a certain kind of coax you'd have to get from the tank to the building. He got talking about large amounts of money, and he said it would be cheaper to just put it in his weatherproof box.
Set it up on top.
Set it out there, we can just build a little building around it, guarantee it not to get wet. The only thing we would have to do is make sure it had electricity.
We don't know if we can put it on top, because I don't know if there's electric up the top.
Should be lights on
Yeah,
it, should be.
If it's no current to carry it.
yeah. If not, whatever was way of the cost of electricity up the tower or.
Versus the conduit, yeah.
I don't think it requires any electricity at the top of the tank, we would just have to have electricity to where.
Boxes mounted.
Well, he was talking about mounting the weatherproof box on the tank, I think, on top of there.
Well, your weatherproof box would be down on the bottom where all your controls and everything would be. The only thing be up top as the antenna with the coax. Is my understanding.
Yeah, and we're finna have a, you know, hopefully within the next year or so, we'll have the new wellhead building built. So, and if we need to incorporate that into it, that can be something, you know, with a little foresight there, of it, knowing what it's gonna be done.
But we would have to keep it separate due to the
Oh,
chemicals in
yeah.
that building.
Maybe
Chlorine,
Yeah,
all that.
I'll build one off to the side of it or something.
yeah, something there, we can work something out. Anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you. Chief, next we got Chief Ornelas on our police department report.
Good afternoon. I'm gonna do the police report for the month of July 2023. Complaints and activities 2009. Adult arrest 3, juvenile arrest 1, drug arrest 0, traffic citations issued 11, traffic warnings 13, motorist assist 11, vehicle lockout assist 6, other public assist 16, crash reports 5, alarm calls 3, and city county assist 28. Vehicles all up and running. I had an oil change on the Explorer, Richie's Tahoe, had to replace the brake booster in July. Tahoe for Avery had two new tires put on the back and an oil change. The Crown Vic is up and running. The year to date on our city citation revenue is $1,480. For the drug fund, nothing listed. 2023 year to date county funds is $39.90. Which got that from the
Yeah.
and I would ask the board to consider adding a 4th officer to the police department. I'm not sure, about any figures or anything, but that's what I would ask the board to consider. And for the month of July, we also completed the food distribution was completed safely. The LESO equipment, which is military equipment sitting up here, we are all but complete on getting it up and running. We have one piece still down, and we're waiting on a starter for it. So we're gonna get it up and running so we can get it to the auction and get it out of here. Me and Ed completed CADIS training in Madison County, 2-day training in July. We're working with the county sheriff department for upcoming active shooter training for the school, which is a requirement each school year. And also, we also do separate active shooter training for the Head Start, and the library has also asked for active shooter training. And been working with the library also to complete their emergency action plan for this year. So,
Chief, do you have any prospects for her before?
not right now.
Okay.
No, I do not, but I would like to start advertising, so we can start getting some
You're looking for a-
application.
Would you rather a full-time or part-time? Full-time?
I would ask for a full-time, but if not, I'll take what I can get. We're adding Ed was great, and he's working out really good, but it still leaves no room for downtime, off time, or any other,
Do we need to make a motion for that, or? is it-
Yeah, make a motion to add a fourth, whether full-time, or part-time officer. Cause right now, I mean, they're not able to take vacation, very few sick days. And like sick days aren't like vacation. Vacation accrue up to a certain point. Sick days, they just lose.
Well, I'd make a motion at Chief Bowden's discretion to start investigating the possibilities of hiring a 4th police officer.
Well, I mean, just make a motion that the board is okay with hiring a fourth. That way we
I
can,
think I'm
if we
going to
do,
his discretion, I want that in there.
yeah,
He's the man, so.
Yeah.
I'd like to say.
as far as the part-time or full-time, or,
I'd say that would be up to his discretion.
just hiring a fourth officer.
Yes.
You make a motion just to hire a fourth
Yeah,
officer.
at his
At his
discretion.
discretion. All right, I have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank y'all. Anything else, Chief? Are you good?
Good.
All right. All right, next we got the utility report. Looks like one meter replaced, one water line repaired. This is pre-treatment inspection at TKE on 712. 71,811 locates, mostly due to the road work we're having done. 2 water drains repaired at Simmons Bank and Southwind, and 2 sidewalk repairs after the water leak were fixed. Our water loss did come up a little bit this month to 12%, a little over 12%. Big jump from the last month, but in the dry months like this, you're gonna have more water line breaks and issues because of the ground, you know, the soapstone and the ground shifting and all. But hopefully, as long as we can keep it under, 15, maybe 20%, that's still acceptable, compared to the numbers. Anybody got questions on the utility report? Next, we have some health insurance bid quote results. I believe it was last Tuesday, is that right, Jim?
Yeah.
Last Tuesday at noon, we had two bids on our health insurance. Mr. Malone here from Malone Insurance, where's that from? It was north of Lawrenceburg.
We're Fayetteville, Tennessee.
Fayetteville,
Yes.
and we had, Hal Insurance in Bolivar that we've used in the last couple of years. To my knowledge, the quotes were identical with both. So I'll leave that to y'all's discretion on who you'd like to choose. That pretty much, Mr. Malone has some other options. Has presented some other options if y'all kinda wanna look at it. But as far as the monthly premiums, they are to the cent the same.
Mayor, would you like for me to explain some of that?
You surely
May
are.
I, please? May I approach the table?
Come on up,
Go ahead.
come on down.
And let me get over here, so, I despise having my back to anybody, and I know it's not my best side. But let me tell you who I am. I'm Jim Malone from Fayetteville, Tennessee. You go to Bolivar and turn right on Highway 64. You'll pass those around, please. And Highway 64 goes within a block of my office in downtown Fayetteville. I've been doing this since 1994. Love what I do. We were talking a while ago about retiring. Incidentally, before I go further, let me compliment y'all on something. I have sat into many city and county government meetings, and I've seen it where they've had policemen in there not to give a report, but to keep peace. And it's great to see y'all. I'm serious. It's great to see y'all laughing and enjoying each other. You can get a whole lot more done. Used to be a state senator from East Texas. His name was Johnson. It wasn't Lyndon Johnson, it was somebody else. His motto was, if you're gonna get along, you gotta get along. So there's a lot of truth to that. So anyway, I just had to say that, and I think it's great. It makes me feel warm to be here with you. That's kind of a description of who we are, what we do. I'm involved in our associations heavily because we go to Nashville on a regular basis and Washington once a year to work with insurance laws, health insurance laws, all that type of stuff. This is some information that I truly believe that a good benefit program has to be communicated to their employees. And I don't mean this detrimental at all, but you need to talk to them on their level. And that's something that we're good at. When we get this business, and we certainly hope we do, the 1st of September, when everything kind of settles down, we'll want to meet with all your employees, go over if you'll help me with that, pass that around, please. Go over not only the plan that you've got, but some little health tidbits that we have worked with over the years. And I'm picking on us men because we don't keep up with stuff and we don't listen to stuff. And I know you ladies are surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
But I had a cousin, I was in the emergency room in the hospital with him, and he was on a lot of medication. And they needed to know what medication he was on. And his description was a little blue pill, I think, for cholesterol, and I'm on an orange pill for blood pressure. Here's a trick that we teach your employees. Every time you get a prescription, or two, give one to your wife, put the other in your billfold, and if you're in an ambulance headed to the hospital, you can give everybody that needs to know what prescriptions you're on. It gives the doctor, it gives the dosage, it gives the name of the prescription, and it gives the drugstore. So that's just a little tidbit there. So, any questions so far?
Impressive so far.
Well, we try to be a little bit different. I've sat in on these meetings and the guy gets up and reads these off, and it doesn't anything I hate to hear any worse than a bunch of numbers being read off without any passion to it. And again, let me get you to pass those around. Jimmy, you got a copy of this, don't you?
I've got one too.
All right.
I've got 12.
As I said, we've been doing this since 1994. My first group client was a city government. We go all over the state working with city governments, county governments, school systems, utility districts. I guess maybe I don't, it's, like I said, I've been in a situation where it's a tough call. I got police there to keep the peace, not just to give a report. But I love public sector. I appreciate y'all giving up your time. I know you don't do it for the money, giving up your time and effort to do this for the city. I hope they appreciate what you're doing. Some do, some don't, as we all know. With that being said, we're appointed with all the insurance companies in the state of Tennessee. There's a bunch of them. I think last tape, I think I'm appointed with 58 different insurance companies, carriers. Obviously, we don't use them all. If you'll use this spreadsheet and you stop me with any questions, the first column here is what you currently have. You have a silver plan from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. It's a $3,000 deductible, a $6,000 out-of-pocket. Co-insurance is 50%, which says January the 1st, deductible reset. The first $3,000 you will come out of your pocket, then there will be another $3,000 that will come out of your pocket for a total of $6,000. Once you hit $6,000 with this plan, it starts covering at 50%. You see down there, office visits, 50% after deductible, teledoc, 50% after deductible, urgent care, inpatient hospital, 50% after deductible.
How much is the deductible?
Your deductible in this situation is $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah. But what you have done here, and I know it's not your fault, you've left your employees wide open for some huge costs. Because even after they meet their out-of-pocket, they're still having to come up with money to pay for drugs, pay for inpatient, etc. Questions? Second column is your renewal. And unfortunately, when we pulled this, we did not get your current rates. So we do have your renewal rates here. They are $662.21 for the employee, $13.24, $12.25, and $18.87. And on that employed child, that's employed child or employed children. We pulled quotes from Aetna, United, Cigna plus Oscar, and Blue Cross. Unfortunately, that's our four people that provide coverage for size, city size of yours. We really all like Cigna plus Oscar. Cigna is the largest insurer in the world, but they have started at 50 lives and gone up. They partner with a company out of New York that's real tech savvy, and the name of it is Oscar, so Cigna plus Oscar. They go from 2 to 50. The third column over there is Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. It's a bronze plan. It's a $7,000 deductible.
Wow.
A $7,000 out of pocket. So what that says is, once you hit your deductible, you've hit your out of pocket. But look underneath there. Once you hit your out of pocket, then everything is at 100%. I know your deductible's higher. I know your out of pocket is higher. And let's really concentrate on out of pocket, because if you go in the hospital, you're gonna zoom past your deductible so fast you didn't even know it happened. You're gonna hit your out of pocket literally the first day that you're in the hospital. My birthday is January the 26th, and you don't need to write that down, send me a birthday card or whatever, but it's January the 26th. A few years ago, I spent my birthday in St. Thomas Hospital in Nashville. I hit my out of pocket January the 26th. For the rest of the year, my prescriptions were paid for. Fortunately, I did not go back into the hospital or have any other tests, but if I had, it had been paid at 100%. So even though that $3,000 deductible sounds good, it's really not that important. It's the out of pocket and the 50% versus the 100%. Questions? Yes, sir.
Well, on this, silver plan, you got $3,000 deductible.
Yes, sir.
And then you pay 50% till you get to 6,000.
Correct.
Which is 1,500. So you paid,
No, you pay 50%.
you get to
Okay,
6,000.
okay,
So you're basically paying 4,500 or 6,000. It just takes you a little longer to get there. Another way, you got 7,000 to get to.
yes, sir.
So this is really still less money out of the employee's pocket.
On the silver plan,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
It is. But here's the killer right here. This is what you wanna work, not do. Now, I understand in the past, y'all have put $1,000 in that savings account. So realistically, by putting $1,000 in that savings account, you're out of pocket $6,000 on the
Another
bronze.
one would be 5.
Yes, sir, exactly, yes, sir, yeah. And I would talk to your employees about contributing to the health savings account as much as they can. 2023, the maximum is $3,850, family $7,300. And if you're 55 or older, you can contribute an extra $1,000. And I know y'all know this, it's preaching to the choir, but those contributions are not taxed. They grow non-taxed, and you can take them out non-taxed as long as it is for medical purposes. If you got a 401, I'd love to see you max out your health savings account before you contribute to the 401, unless you got matching funds. I don't know if y'all have, okay, all right, that's a new subject. Now, we can go either way you want. We can go with what you currently have. I'd love to represent you on that. Or we can go with the Blue Cross. We can actually go with Cigna plus Oscar if you want to. This is in y'all's control. I'm just here to tell you, my 27, 28 years, whatever it is, experience. My thoughts on it. Would love to be your consultant on this.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, bronze for a long-term illness is gonna be better, correct? Am I understanding that? Like if you end up in the hospital, that's the way you're gonna wanna go, right? Because you're getting 100% coverage after your deductible.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, that's what.
Well,
Yep.
but the deductible is 7,000.
Right, but.
Here, you get 100% after 6,000. You're out of pocket maximum, right?
50%.
Yes.
No, that's 50% after
50%.
deductible.
Right, right.
And 3,000 is deductible, 6,000.
Right, but long-term illness, what he was saying, you would eat this up either way. So-
Yeah, either way,
It's
you
gonna
eat
be
it up.
way.
Yeah, either way, you're gonna
Right.
eat it up.
Yeah.
What scares me is these columns down here, is the exposure you're putting your employees on,
Which one?
right here. See, once you hit that 6,000, then you still got 50% after deductible.
Well, then why is that called an out-of-pocket maximum?
That's
6,000 is out-of-pocket maximum.
maximum, but then afterwards, you still got 50% after deductible. That's just the way this is set up.
Well, that ain't the way I understand it.
I understand.
I get $3,000 deductible,
Yeah,
and then I pay 50% of whatever it is till I get to 6,000.
Uh-huh.
And that's out-of-pocket maximum then.
that's the term that is used, that's correct.
So it's not really an accurate term then?
It's correct, and there's been
What
a
is
number
it
of
then?
changes, there's been a number of changes in the past few years.
Well, then this other one, if I hit 7,000 out-of-pocket maximum, I don't pay any more after that.
Correct, yeah.
What do you pay after you hit 6,000 out-of-pocket maximum?
It's at 50%, what if it's $1,000?
Then it ain't out-of-pocket
I
maximum.
understand, I agree with you on that, I agree with you on that, yeah.
So that bronze is really, if I'm looking at correctly.
We like the bronze the best, y'all are the council, y'all make that decision, we just,
Gotcha.
telling you what our thoughts are, what our experiences are.
I've never heard of one where you had to keep paying after you get out-of-pocket.
Well, there's been a lot
maximum.
there's been a lot of changes in the
I
past
think
few
it
years,
has.
Mr. Callahan, it sure is.
Trust me, city of Jackson, their insurance just like that. So if we have sickness, it sucks.
Are you saying that after you meet your out of pocket, it's what you think is your out of pocket?
Once
you
we
still- every time you go to
meet
the-
our deductible, we've still got to pay, it's 80/20. We
Yeah,
still got to pay
yeah,
20%.
that's normal, after you reach your deductible, you
Yeah.
pay a percentage, but when you get out-of-pocket maximum, that's your out-of-pocket maximum,
Yeah,
that's all you pay.
so really that term is not even applicable as
If
such as.
that's correct.
Right, it just needs to be
Well,
like, here's an amount.
This one shows the out-of-pocket, it says includes co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles. Individual 6,000, family is 12,000. The individual deductible is 3,000 and 6,000. It's 3,000 out-of-pocket, and then 6,000 is out-of-pocket max, or the deductible.
This is the SBC summary of benefits that he's looking at.
Yeah,
And once you meet the deductible, it's at 50%.
I'm like, Bo, that term keeps coming back to me, it's confusing me.
yeah, out-of-pocket max.
Yeah.
I believe that's the way it was explained to us, so.
So on the $7,000, that's for individuals or families?
7,000 is individual, 14,000 would be family.
Oh, that's not on here, that's kind of misleading.
Well, it's on the SBC.
Yeah, it's not
What
on
we
here.
do is do the, is because just like y'all are adding a city policeman, we don't know what the grand total's gonna be. We don't know, in y'all's case, where you, because of what y'all pay, everybody's gonna take it. But in some cities where you aren't paying 100%, then that fluctuates. So what we do is just list it by the individual, family, employee spouse, employee child, and employee family, employee owner.
Yeah, I'm talking about where it says 7,000 on the
Yes.
deductible and out-of-pocket maximum for, that's for an individual, but a family is 14,000?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of misleading.
Yeah. Yeah, that changes my perception of
That's
that.
a,
Well,
that's a huge.
on your silver, it's 12,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it shows there?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm trying to remember where I
Yeah,
see
it ain't on here either,
where I see it.
it's right there beside it.
Yeah, there it is.
So I'm just gonna go along with the math then, so if we get over there to Cigna plus Oscar, would that be 18,200 for family then? So you got 9,100 out of pocket, so for families, that's.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Gone are the days of $100 deductible.
Mercy.
In the out-of-network for the silver 113 is 18,000 for individual and 36,000 for family, which is out-of-network. That
Blue
keeps,
Cross got a pretty good list of all that.
yeah,
You're looking at Blue Cross, S,
Yes, sir.
which is a good network. It's not the best network, but in the area that y'all are in, it's the best.
But yeah, this says annual out-of-pocket maximum includes co-pays, co-insurance, and deductibles. So once you hit that
Once you
out-of-pocket
get out of
max,
pocket, that's it.
yeah, no more
It'd be
co-pays.
6,000 or 12 for a family,
Yeah.
here it'd be 7 or 14.
But like Bo said, that's technically 14, that's, 18, 2, that's 12. I still tend to, myself, I like that bronze 41S myself, just because of 100%.
Yeah. Well, the only difference, Randy, is this one is 100% over 6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 100% over 6 and 12,
But
that's 100% over 7.
You just have to pay 100% of your benefits till you hit that 7,000.
Here, you have to pay 50% between 4
Right,
and 6,
yeah, I
or
understand
6
that,
and
but I
12.
like overall, like talking long
Now,
term.
again, y'all make the decision which one.
I'm
you
just
want.
thinking of age of
So
some of our
then-
employees, and I'm there with them, I'm just thinking that 100%.
Well, this one goes 100% after
Yes,
6,000.
so it would still cost you another 1,000.
12 for a family or 6 for an
Right.
individual. Here's 7 or 14, 100%.
Right.
They don't list that the same as they are this, that's gotta be the same 100%. So, on the Blue Cross Blue Shield Silver,
Yes, sir.
an individual pays $6,000 out of pocket,
Yes, sir.
then the insurance pays 100%.
Well, it's co-insurance, it's 50% after.
Right, here's the deductible.
Okay,
And you pay 50%
Okay.
until you get to here.
Yeah, right
Okay.
now.
That's out of pocket maximum, right?
50%. That's,
Okay,
and what are you
yes.
doing right now?
Just like here,
I
if
need their
you just pay it
insurance.
straight out to 7,000, you pay 100% there, and then they go
I've never had my
another
Yes.
Okay. So that is out of pocket maximum.
You haven't had more yet.
Wrong.
You don't know either?
We've been very fortunate.
Arnaz, are you on the insurance here? Okay,
Pardon?
then we don't know.
I
He
am,
has, he is
I
on
am,
insurance here.
I am on it, but I'm VA.
Yeah, I know, all my stuff's paid there too.
so you're not on this plan?
I'm on the.
He's listed, he is
listed.
But I never,
You don't need to do that. I used to start there, how about you?
Oh, man, that's something we gotta decide
You know,
tonight.
sir, you know you can waive it if you want to.
That's something we gotta decide tonight, isn't
The renewal comes up September 1st.
Yeah.
I don't think tonight we can make a decision, do y'all? I've got to look at this a little more.
it? Well, I would suggest we do bids a month or two early next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't had any complaints about the current.
Yeah.
Insurance.
If we get to be y'all's consultant, you'll have this 60 days before, and with options.
Well, we gotta put it in the paper.
Oh, I know, but you'll have your renewal 60 days.
The company.
That's what this is.
We're in, that's the one we currently have, is silver.
Okay, I got you, all right.
Now,
Does
this-
anybody of our employees use much? Do they
the
know about
renewal is the
insurance?
renewal. And the current is what we're under today.
Which is silver, right?
Yes,
Yes.
the 113S.
Yeah, same thing as the renewals.
But the prices are a little less.
Yeah.
But the deductible's higher. So it's gonna cost you an extra $1,000 out of pocket. But it's cheaper for the city part.
Right here, I'm just saying the current and the renewal are the same
Oh,
coverage.
yes. Yeah, for current, yeah.
It's back to the same
It
color.
is more expensive this year,
Yeah.
if we go with the same plan, or it's cheaper if we go with the bronze plan, obviously.
For me, that. Yeah,
We're having trouble getting prescriptions filled. I mean, it's awful.
well, we're on Blue Cross, I like Blue Cross.
Oh, yeah, we liked our Blue Cross Blue Shield too.
I've had good luck out of this.
You with the city of Jackson?
Yes. They suck.
I think a lot of insurances now has changed, you know, through the years, you know. But TRICARE's still good, let me tell you.
Insurance has changed drastically within the past 5 years. Yeah. And little boy said it ain't easy anymore.
So, if I look right at the figures, I saw the city, if we move to the bronze, we save roughly 15,000 in a year. We would almost want to put most all of that into their health savings account, I think,
Yeah.
for every bit of it.
I like the bronze myself, but we're probably
7,000.
insurance poor. If I say, when I leave this world, Sharon's gonna be fixed up. Which I realize that's life
Let's
insurance
hope
and
it
not health, but I mean,
Your thought on that?
I pay $1,000 a
Putting
month
some
for
more
health
into the-
insurance.
Holy
You know, you can do it.
$250 a week.
And see how long it works.
We have,
Okay.
And it's
And then next
subpar
year,
insurance.
make another decision.
We lucky.
yeah, we.
Do you know what
it
it said? $1,000?
Yes,
But
yes.
the only, one thing we could do is we could spread that health savings throughout the entire year also. You know, if the board elected to do more than like 1,000, you know, because of the savings, instead of hitting the city all at one time with that expense.
Yeah, just like we pay the insurance premiums monthly, we could
Yeah,
divide
we do
that,
month either way, yeah.
you know, that amount up monthly or every 3 months or a quarter, you know, every 6 months, however. That way it's not one big leak to the funds. But, you know, it's however y'all wanna do it. If y'all wanna stick with I guess right now, the biggest thing on the table is who are we gonna choose to be your insurance carrier?
Yeah, which plan, yeah.
Well, which carrier?
Oh, we have to pick a carrier. We have more than one bid.
Yeah. Howland Sons and Malone
Okay.
is exactly the same bid. You know, as far as the single employee only, employee plus spouse, employee child, and the family insurance. I mean, down to the cent. And like he said when he started, he said, if you put in the same information, regardless who it is, if you got 100 quotes, they'd all be exactly the same if they put in the same information.
So they both quoted the silver and the bronze.
No, well, only the silver. All how insurance quoted was the silver, but we didn't ask them to quote anything more than the silver. That was what we carried, what we switched to. Has it been 2 years now?
I would say if not longer, it's been, well, I personally, I'm just talking, this is not a motion. I like the bronze 41S, but I would hate to say, yes, we're changing carriers before we see what they offer, unless, like you said, that's gonna come out to the same penny
It's gonna
again.
be just about the same. I mean, if he puts in the same information, it's gonna come out to the same price. It should. It's not, you know, cause it's still Blue Cross Blue Shields and they're Blue Cross Blue
Right.
Shield carrier.
We would respectively request that we be your broker consultant. We were at the bid opening, we're here tonight, we'll be here at any meeting that you need us to be at. And we'll work with your employees to make sure they not only understand what you provided for them, but our little tidbits that I touched on earlier tonight. So we're asking y'all for us to become your consultant, your broker.
Have any more questions for Mr. Malone?
He's been very thorough, I think.
I love what I do.
Like y'all, wish we had some more time to let this soak in my old brain, but I know we need to decide.
We need to decide tonight, especially.
Yeah, we
with-
It's,
What, did you say
goes in,
September the 1st?
yes, and it's the 21st, tonight's the 21st.
Yeah.
That's when this goes into effect.
Does it have to be done in this meeting?
No, could call a special call.
Yeah.
Well, he's also gotta have time to get the insurance set up, so that's
Okay.
a little bit of an issue too. Right?
I've got, Blue Cross is sitting, waiting on y'all's decision. I presume we can put it off a day or so if you want to, but they know what's going on, they know y'all are working on it. I talked to the regional director yesterday, he called me and said, have you got the decision yet? And I said, no, sir, I'm going there tomorrow night.
We haven't got much time to wait.
No, that's the thing.
Let's don't do this next year. Or the next time.
We won't,
Okay, thank you.
I promise you.
Oh, what's your gut telling you, man?
$7,000 straight out is a lot of money. For one person and 14 for a family, but it ain't much more than 6 and 12.
I'm just looking at that 100% there versus.
Well, it's misleading here.
I
Because
agree.
you're-
I
because
agree.
you're-
Like
It
you
would
said,
be
at
100% after 6,000, just like that one's 100% after 7,000.
Yeah, but this one you pay all 7,000 straight out of pocket before,
Straight
you know.
first.
Where this one you pay 3,000, then it pays half until 6,
I
but
understand
But then it does get 100%.
that, for your catastrophic.
Yeah, that's 6,000.
Yeah, right.
That's misleading not having that on there.
Even-
And not having a family amount on there, that's misleading.
Have you done the math? I trust you. What's
yes,
the math?
it's 15, this one's $15,000 a year cheaper on the city.
The bonds is, yeah.
Okay, it's cheaper on the city. What is it for the employee?
It's more out of pocket.
Yeah, it's 7,000 straight out of the pocket.
For individual, and it's 14,000 for family, so which is 1,000 more than out of pocket that we've currently got, and 2,000 more than the family out of
But
pocket.
am I reading this right, so that's coming out of their paycheck to pay
Yes.
for it?
Yes.
None comes out of their paycheck.
Yeah.
anyway, does it?
Yes.
Well, the single,
Well, for the family.
Family it does.
Family has to come out of it. Do we pay half the family, or does it pay all?
75%.
Where are you getting 100? Because all I'm saying is.
That's what I'm saying. That's-
well,
that's-
but once you get the full
After
breakdown,
3,000
I couldn't remember how much
deductible,
city paid and what
they,
75.
it's 50%. But when you hit 6,000, that's an out-of-pocket maximum, just like this is the out-of-pocket maximum, and it pays 100% after that.
Okay, so these figures are wrong.
Well, this is right for after deductible, but they should say 100% after out-of-pocket maximum here.
yeah, because since your deductible and your out of pocket
And
is
also
the
don't
same,
have the double
Yeah.
amount for the family on there, that's totally misleading.
I'm doing something else too, it covers all the prescriptions too.
So,
after the deductible.
Yes.
you know, both of them.
So you're gonna pay for your medicines out of pocket every month
Yeah.
until you hit 7,000.
Till you get 7
Or
or
14.
14.
Yeah.
For a family with a 6 or 12, when all here it's pays 50% after 3,000. It makes the hit a lot easier on the silver plan. Now, one thing we can probably need to talk about, somebody, 2 or 3's mentioned, that if the city saves 15,000, we got roughly 7 employees on it, we can put $2,000 into each one of their,
Well, but you gotta look at single versus family as well, because the family is gonna be a higher out of pocket, that's gonna take more of a, you know, do you put more
we've got roughly 15,000
Yeah,
we
to
can
play
put
with.
into their
and still
accounts.
break even where we're at right
And
now?
that's tax-free even to them?
As long as they're using it on
As long as
healthcare.
it's used for
If
healthcare.
they draw it out, they get it's taxed, kinda like your 401K, for anything other
Yeah.
than,
Well,
People take stuff out of their health account for something besides health.
they
You're
get taxed on
talking
it.
Or borrow against life insurance policies, I'm
and
sure.
you
can borrow.
and you can take money out of your 401K, but you're gonna pay penalties if you're not old enough to retire. You know, but the same
Okay,
principle.
so if we've been on the silver plan, let's say a $6,000 maximum out of pocket for the family. And we've been putting $1,000 in. So we could go to the bronze plan and put 2,000 in, I'm just talking rough figures.
Yeah.
And be about the same for the employee.
And, well, like I said, it's not
But
gonna
it's
cost
not-
them anymore. The only one it's costing less is the family. Cause the single employee only don't pay any we pay 100% of their insurance.
Yeah,
So
make
it's
the
not-
rates a little less.
So it's not really saving them, you know, saving the majority. We got five,
Not really.
Okay.
Not
we got
bad.
5 employee
Not
only.
that bad, it was just me.
And
I
two
feel like I
family.
need to get the bonus.
Or
We got one family and
Or-
one.
employee plus children,
Right.
child. That's right, I forgot that. That's pretty simple change.
Terry? Got an opinion? You don't use it, RNASD much.
I mean, I don't have family coverage or anything, I don't wanna go to the doctor. The only way I would use that 7,000 is if, I won't even use the 6 unless I go to the hospital.
Yeah. That's
So,
not gonna make much difference.
it's not gonna make enough difference to me. Now with the family, I don't know what I would do.
Do you have a recommendation
I don't wanna stick with what we got, cause we really had any complaints.
there? Yeah.
And then look at next year at possibly changing it.
It softens the blow, cause you got
It does.
3,000, but then you
Oh.
get 50%, you just pay up to 6,000 out of pocket.
Because this is so much different than the insurance we had when I first started. It paid a whole lot better, but it cost the city a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
We saved roughly
Saved a
30
lot.
some odd $1,000 by changing insurance policies, which ultimately is worse on the employee. You know, it was better for the, better financial move for the city, but it could cost the employees, you know, a lot more, so that it keeps people from wanting to abuse the insurance because it costs them every time they use it, versus, you know, when they could go, whenever, they didn't pay a dime for the insurance, and then they could go to the doctor and it didn't cost them anything either, so you're more likely to go to the doctor when it don't cost you anything.
Well, I would make a motion on that we adopt a silver plan, or do we have to pick who's gonna be?
We still, we need to carry, see who the covered, you know, who the carrier is gonna be, like broker, I guess. Whether we stick with Howland Sons or the Malone Company.
Does Hal ever come down here?
I was thinking, Mr. Malone standing right
Yeah,
there,
I
he's
was
come to
gonna
talk to us.
Yeah.
I've seen it help out one time.
Yeah.
It came when we changed
Yeah,
to this
we
plan.
changed, yeah,
First time?
Yeah.
yeah.
So you will come down and talk to the employees?
Yes.
And tell them about all the benefits?
Yes.
And how to use them? And this has dental attached to it also?
I believe so. We were working on the health.
Or is that just a
Yes,
signal?
well-
I was looking through.
No, it's got dental plans
It's
as
got a
well.
dental plan also.
Um,
Okay, so you're telling me.
We're conscious, we can do whatever we can do. In fact, y'all got $10,000 life insurance plan on that too.
It's got pediatric, dental,
You got
pediatric
pediatrics
vision.
also. I don't think you got-
Men,
We
children.
have that
It's
now.
got dental in
We
it.
have pediatric.
You don't have that.
I don't, but pediatric for the kids.
Yeah, pediatric,
Yeah.
that's children, babies,
Right.
babies.
But we have that. We have,
Yeah, vision.
They have dental and eye. Yeah, we have that.
You're making a good move on this short notice stuff,
Evan
and
said
to
he
answer
thought it
your
was
question,
pediatric.
No.
around the first of
She
September,
sounds
maybe the
kids,
first
reaches
week in
kids.
September,
Have dental and
we
vision.
will come
I-
in.
We
Go
don't.
to the police department would need to, the fire department would need to, and have a conversation with everybody, explaining to them what you've done and how good your plan is, what you're doing for them as far as the health savings account is, and I think that's phenomenal. We ought to be gradually on it. And we'll also do our, for lack of better words, tricks of the trade, where I just showed you about the prescription drugs. Another thing that we do, and I know these people are not going to remember everything, and again, we would ask with y'all's permission that the spouses come to these meetings, because women remember things and women ask questions, and I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah, you are.
But we do ask that they come, and again, one of the things that we will teach is on the doctors, got snotty nose or whatever, the doctor says you've got palpitis in the pump, I've got this great new medicine for you. And your first question should be, is there a generic form? If there is, get that generic. If there's not, do you have samples? For the simple reason that he or she may have enough samples that can give you, that you don't have to pay $100 for a prescription. But even better yet, if you have an allergic reaction with that $100 prescription, the only thing you can do is pour it in the garbage can. If you've got those samples, then you can test it out to see if your body is going to work with that. So those are some of the things that we teach. We teach some of the things based on my health issue. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm here today because of early detection. You're here today because of early detection. And again, us men, guys, we need to pony up to it and get those yearly physicals every year. And with that being said, here's a thought. Why don't you put $100 in a pot for everybody that's had their physical in the fourth quarter of the year, and at your Christmas party, draw a hat out, see who gets that $100. You think some of those men will go get their physicals?
So do we need two separate motions then, one for carrier and one for plan?
I would think
No,
so.
sir, all you need is just for the carrier or broker, and I'll take care of the rest of it.
Well, then we gotta pick which plan we're on.
Yeah,
Well, I thought you were gonna stay with the silver.
well, we still gotta have a motion, we got a
Yeah, he
motion.
means-
Okay, all right, that's fine, that's fine.
So yes, we would need two votes, or for say two motions, one for the carrier and one for the insurance itself.
Alright. So just so I'm clear or not clear, I'm good if you want to do a motion for the carrier.
I make a motion that we use Mr. Malone or Malone and Associates for our
For
carrier.
the loan company.
Company, excuse me.
Yeah, Mr. Malone's, I like the president calling his office.
I have a motion, do you got that, is that clear, Sharon? So I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Thank you,
opposed? The ayes have it.
thank you.
You're very welcome, Mr. Malone. I guess that's really all we got with you. I mean, you're welcome to leave, or you're welcome to stay for the rest
I
of the
wanna
meeting.
make sure if I'm clear about
Okay.
this, cause I'm certainly not understanding this.
Okay,
So 7,000 is out of pocket maximum,
yes,
right?
sir, yes, sir,
And they pay 100%.
yes, sir,
6,000 is out of pocket maximum.
yes, sir.
How much do you pay after you get 6,000?
Well, it should be 100% after that.
Yeah.
Oh, and that solves that whole issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
yeah,
why I kept saying
Okay.
50% what was written.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah, that's just
because-
for the deductible.
Because the reason it's 100% is because your out of pocket and your deductible is the same amount. So once you hit your
That's the
deductible, you hit your out of pocket, so then it pays 100%.
yeah.
But the other one, once you hit 3,000, it pays 50% until you spend 6,000.
And then.
And then it's 100%.
Yeah.
That's-
So like
I
you grab and
understand it
go
now,
to
the way it's written, I wasn't,
Yeah.
because
That's
I've dealt with insurance quite a bit, that's the way that's written.
So what I'm looking for now will be a motion to keep the current coverage, which would be the silver 113S plan, or to deviate the plan of y'all's choice.
I move we keep the silver 113S for this year.
I'll second that, now that I understand that.
I got a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank y'all very much. Chief, I'll have a sheet for you to give to that new employee of the benefits you got.
If we can find one.
Yeah, we can find one. Yeah, that's,
Thank
I
y'all.
like that, but that's what get me, that, they kept saying 100%, but they didn't want it.
Still, they don't say it.
Be safe.
It actually does talk about the deductible, you have to even know what
It
it
doesn't
was.
talk about out of pocket.
It is misleading, but just because that
I did read
deductible
it.
and out of pocket is the same amount, once you hit your
Yeah,
Think about
deductible,
this.
it is 100%
That
because
happened,
it hits your.
that's what
It's
gets
misleading about having a family in there too, because the family's watching. That's misleading.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Well, all right, let's move on along there, we lost a lot of time here. Next, let's see, Miss Ann Cable is not here, so we will skip that one right on down to next. Justin DeLoach was hired on May the 5th, he has since gone on workers' comp. The date of his accident was June 28th of 2023, he is now on light duty for the city as requested by his doctor. Right now, I did move him down to part-time based on his attendance prior to his injury. And I'm currently letting him carry the water samples to Jackson because that's really the only thing that fits inside of his restrictions that his doctor, the workers' comp doctor has provided. You know, in driving barely fits in those restrictions, honestly, but I mean, we're giving him an opportunity to still work, and like I said, we're paying him for the hours that he is working, and then workers' comp's paying the difference.
Is he coming to what?
He is. As far as I mean, every time,
3 days in a row.
yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
good.
so every time we've called him, as far as I know, he has showed up
Okay.
in a timely manner. And took the samples, came back and went back home. I mean,
Okay. Well,
and that's part of it. I mean, I feel like that's, you know, I'm still trying to see if he's gonna show up regularly, because his track record on attendance is poor at best. And since maybe this is an eye opener, and once I moved him back down to part-time, maybe he's thinking, man, I better show up for this part-time or I won't have a job at all. So, that being said, also, I hired a Case Clemmer on August 14th, as full-time in Public Works. He is replacing Zach Wilson, that was hired July the 5th, and he quit the city on August the 3rd. So, is there support from the board for this decision to hire Case Clemmer? I mean, I just filled we already had the position, I just filled the empty position. Because we've got right now currently positions for 2 full-time, which I made 1 a part-time, but I'm not gonna take more than 2, you know. So if this boy here don't work out once he comes off light duty, then we'll go from there, you know.
One of them did a very good job on it.
Yes, and, he was addressed about it, and he decided to leave. So, next, any questions or? All right, next, library has recommended Terry Ott as a library board member. Is there a motion to accept the recommendation?
So moved.
I got a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead.
I'll second.
All right, I got a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed?
Congratulations.
Ayes have it.
You excel.
Yeah,
You excel.
Huh?
You excel.
Oh, I guess.
She ain't got really much choice.
I know.
All
Too
right.
late now.
Dennis Swift, the MES PTO president, called and notified the city there was not enough response for the uniform swap that was to take place on July the 22nd at the community center. Therefore, the community center was not rented out. What are the wishes of the board in regard to the $50 payment that was donated?
I can't think, you all think about that.
Do y'all
What
wanna
do you
hold
think?
it until the next,
I don't think we need to hold it for that person, but we
No.
can hold it.
for the next person we want to donate?
Well, we can just keep it, keep y'all informed of what's going on, and,
I trust you.
I mean, or however y'all want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if some other kind of
Why don't we
community
just consider
outreach.
it a donation, and that was, what do you think?
We'll just leave it to her discretion.
Yeah, like I said, if somebody else comes up, we want this community outreach, helping out, we know, we'll kind of address that as we go.
Sounds good to me.
Just kind of leave it as a standing deposit to be used as needed. I wouldn't think we would need a motion. All right, next, number 13 is employee compensation for the fiscal year of 2024. As far as my recommendations, I would say consider the health savings account, because you see the out of pocket and what it's gonna cost. And ultimately we did, by moving to this insurance, we saved a lot of money for the city, and it left plenty of room for HSA contributions, because they are paying substantially more out of pocket than they were previously. I mean, granted, it costs the city a lot more, but it ultimately now, if you have to use the insurance, it's gonna cost employees a lot more than it has in the past. I mean, no more than the last 2 to 3 years, but since we changed the insurances, because we did have, a heck of an insurance plan. And when we started having to raise, that was kind of the reasoning for not paying as great, is we had great insurance, and of course they retired. And now that we're having we moved the insurance down a little bit, and then we're paying more. So it somewhat took up some of that deficit there before we started having to start paying more, and our benefits kind of went down, so it almost leveled the playing field there. But just consider that when you're looking at raises. Like I said, I still feel like my recommendation is, as far as hourly employees go, was the 3% as far as hourly employees. And I feel like, Ed, our police officer, missed out on the raises we gave the police officers last year because he didn't have his probationary period in, and he is doing a heck of a job. So I would recommend that y'all would give Ed $1 an hour raise, bring his, and then potentially the library employees, if y'all looked at their pay rates, for what they offer and what they do, to me, it's nowhere near.
I think so, the perception they have in the community
It's great,
I think they've been underpaid for a while.
That's my recommendation, you can take that for what it's worth and go from there, so however y'all feel.
Well, sounds good to me.
They would have to, like I said, we'll have to do them individually, and if you're gonna consider doing the, health savings account contributions, I would keep them all in one motion, and keep them being as many motions as possible, because we're going, like I said, we're gonna have to go do through individual employees, and for discretion, I wouldn't say what that's gonna make the rate. I would just say what percent of raise for this employee, or this amount of contribution, but
What, we had a set amount of contribution we made up to now, I can't remember, we hadn't done the same every year.
no, we have not.
You have a recommendation on how much contribution?
I would say to stick with $1,000 contribution, and if y'all felt like for the families that they need more because their out of pocket is more, because you got more people you're covering, and they do pay out of pocket for those coverages. So
So we have to do everybody individually?
yes, but you could keep them all in one keep it all in one motion as far as
Yeah, I got you.
raise and
Well, if we're
contribution.
doing 1,000, then if we're looking at the family, based on all this, would it not be right to go 2,000 in for the family?
Yeah, I would feel like that's fair. Or, we've got one family and one employee with children, as far as the coverages go.
So, on Ed Avery, you were wanting to give him $1 an hour raise, and then whatever
Also,
percentage we
3%,
decide to
or,
do this year?
yes.
Okay.
Like I said, my recommendation is $1.
The 3% after that?
Yes.
Okay, I
So-
won't get it here, for sure.
So
I mean,
I'll make a motion on that, see if I can get it right.
Okay.
All right, I move we give Ed Avery $1 an hour pay raise retroactive July the 1st, 3% on top of that, retroactive to July the 1st, and is he a family or?
That was single.
And $1,000 into his health savings account.
All right, sounds good. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next, I mentioned Mr. Bowden.
I move we
Second.
give.
You got to
We'll
pay.
second.
You got the list, so you got the list.
Well, so, yeah,
All right, I move we, give Arnez Bowden a 3% pay raise retroactive to July the 1st and contribute $1,000 into his health savings account.
we got a motion. Do I have a second? I got a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
All right.
Terry Moore? No, Sam Moore,
Sam.
and his family.
Yeah, I move that we give Sam Moore a 3% raise retroactive July the 1st and contribute $2,000 into his health savings account.
We got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is,
Scotty, I move we give Scotty Sipes a 3% raise retroactive to July the 1st, contribute $8,000 into his health savings account.
I got a motion. Do I have a second? All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed?
Get your executive second.
Yeah.
I'm muffled over here.
All right, move we give Richie Webb a 3% pay raise
Get this family.
retroactive to July the 1st and contribute $2,000 into his health savings.
Got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Justin Deloach just started?
Yes, he's one of the owners currently, and he's part-time as well.
Okay. All right, now we're down to, the three, library workers. Are we gonna go with a straight percentage raise on them?
Well, I would recommend y'all consider giving them a decent raise. I don't really know what that figure looks like, but they're, to me, for what they do, they're severely underpaid.
I agree, I have argued that for years.
But like I said, it's within respect of keeping it,
This example of a 5% here.
and none of them have benefits, so they don't have to have
Right,
salary account.
right.
So I move we, increase Cynthia Scott's pay by 6%, retroactive July the 1st.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion?
Maybe I'll jump on that one.
I think, like, Evan said, she doesn't have health savings.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
I move we, increase Shirley Parker's pay by 6%, retroactive July the 1st.
I got a motion, do I have a second? Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
I move we increase Sarah Hopper's pay by 6%, retroactive to July the 1st.
Second.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
I also have one other motion that, Kevin has mentioned 2 or 3 times, and, I think it'd be something good to do. I wanna make it and see if everybody's good with that. If I make it, Kevin?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
You're the wordsmith of the group.
Yeah, especially on TV, man. All right, so I move that we pay every employee $50 for every completed year of service on December the 1st every year. It's like a longevity pay. For instance, if you've been here 5 years, it'd be a $250 bonus on December the 1st, but the year's gotta be completed by December the 1st. It's not calendar years, it goes by when you were hired. And just ever how long you've been here, and we can do that for all of the full-time and part-time, if that's good with everybody.
We were talking about doing like 25 part-time, for the part-time
Yeah,
folks.
would y'all prefer to do that?
Or would y'all rather do the 50?
Who's the part-time and what?
The three,
I like 50.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
But we have
I mean,
we
it
have
makes it-
three
it makes it more
librarians.
simple to have everybody.
They're the only one that's been here over a year.
Yeah.
We have one utility, or not utility, one general labor for the city that is only been here a few months, 4 months, so.
Only been here a week.
Yeah, and so no, well, he's full-time, but no, they
But
don't
won't
fall
have a year
under,
of
yeah, they won't
completed
fall
service
under
each
this.
year.
But the thing
So-
about it is, it gives them
Yeah.
a reason to maybe stay here.
Yeah.
Christmas bonus.
At least
Yeah.
it's.
So in the past, we've always done bonuses on like Black Friday or so forth, is that right?
Yeah.
Like usually the week of Black Friday, is that when we normally do bonuses?
Would y'all rather do it on November the 1st?
Yeah, Black Friday or the week of, the week before?
I like the idea of them having it for Black Friday, but would that mess anybody up? In other words, is there anybody who was hired maybe in the middle of
Yeah.
November, I would wanna cheat
Yeah.
them to make
Give them
the others
out.
happy. I mean, I personally like November 1 rather than December 1, but I wouldn't wanna.
Maybe
Somebody
somebody
have
Somebody
a year
out
of
there.
service.
Yeah.
Do y'all know offhand if there's anybody who's on?
Maybe after Christmas, you can pay your credit card bills.
Well, there's tax time.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
if you're gonna do it that way, you may have to do it to the very end of the year. Is that what you were saying, the calendar year?
No, I was saying that everybody, ever how many years of service completed they have by December the 1st of
Their hire date.
their year, whatever that.
Say if they hired in January, as long as they had
So
a
if
year.
nobody's hired in November, we can do it November the 1st and be just as well.
Yeah.
Anybody hired in November? You got all that memorized, Jimmy?
Yeah.
It was hired in November, okay, so let's just leave it
That way
December the
that
1st.
happened.
You'll get a year in before this December,
Yeah.
and you'll get,
Yeah,
So
December
let's-
first.
so I'll leave the motion at December
Well,
first.
I
Okay,
agree.
and that's $50 for full-time and part-time.
Full-time.
And this is,
And the only ones who we
For-
left out.
from
was
now on,
September,
this is-
right?
This will be from now on unless the council, for some reason, needs to stop
You
it.
hired August 14th.
Yeah, this, Mr., well, he hadn't been here a year, but Mr. Clever don't get anything. I didn't think so.
No, you have to make that you have to make that 1 year.
I've got,
Can you, yeah, let's read it one more time
Okay.
to me.
Okay, I move that all employees of the city receive a bonus on December the first, $50 for ever, how many years of service they have on December the first, completed on December the first.
So if you got 15 years.
And I will second.
And for, it's gonna go on till,
Yes, that's a continuing thing unless the council for some reason needs to discontinue it. If that's good with y'all.
alright, I got a motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Thank you. We've been gonna do that for a long
Now,
time.
one other thing I need to mention. It's come to my attention, or this I already knew, we put a limit on how much vacation an employee can accumulate. We did that to protect the city on a huge payout later, cause you can accumulate a huge amount of vacation through the years. But some employees have hit the limit on how much vacation they can accumulate, and they have been very dedicated and kept working because we've been shorthanded. So, I may wait till next month to try to get a motion written, okay? To what I'd like to say basically is that if they are maxed out on how much vacation they have and they don't take it, that they just get paid for it instead of completely losing it. They don't get to accumulate it, but they get paid for it at the end, whatever month that they accumulated in.
What is our max amount?
400.
400 hours,
320 for us.
Yeah.
Police, 400.
400 police, 320 for others.
Yeah.
And we did that because you can accumulate a huge amount in a small town.
It's a
if
big
you-
payout.
Yeah, it can be a huge payout. But, you know, at one time, we were in a cash crunch and that happened to us a little bit and hurt worse. So we did that to protect the city, but we also wanna make sure the employees are not, not done wrong.
Yeah.
So if it's all right, we'll put that on the thing for next month and I'll try to have a motion ready
I
for
like
it.
that idea.
Okay, if that's okay with everybody.
Sounds fine with me.
As far as the raises, we took care of all the hourly people, full-time and part-time. We like one other employee, Jimmy Simpson, and, no disrespect. When Jimmy was hired, he didn't take the insurance, and that was part of the deal. We hired him in at that rate, and now he's on our insurance, and it is costing, $6 something a month, I think is what it is for a single, something like that. Maybe a little bit less now, but anyway, I would like the insurance to go in lieu of the raise for this year.
When did you start then?
Last year, this year,
Well, I've had it all along.
you did.
Yeah. And I'm not sure about the legalities of the city doing what you're mentioning there. So I like the city reimbursing for me privately paying for my health insurance.
Do what now?
Okay, say it one more time.
When we hired you, I understood that you were gonna keep your own insurance and pay it, and you named the rate that you had to have for us to hire you. But you was gonna have your own insurance. And then we hired you at that rate, but then you took the city insurance. Did I misunderstand? Could we table this till next month? I move the table this issue to the
Yeah, 'cause
I'll be talking
I'm
to Jimmy,
confused.
we'll try to make sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Second on
I'll second.
Yeah, motion table,
that?
second.
Yeah, I move motion to table that to the next one.
Any other discussion, I guess? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed. Ayes have it. Next, Jeremy Day, account number 2-1814-03, build a swimming pool and is asking for a sewer adjustment of 2760.
Terry, you behind, Terry? What is it? Does she need a raise?
No, I didn't get it right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh, you're on the list.
I thought y'all did.
We forgot.
I'm gonna go bring
When we put you on the library, what else do you want? My bad.
You had them.
You're
I left the list right here and Randy didn't tell me.
I can't see it.
All right, I'm on TV, I made a big enough list. Okay, I move we increase Terry Young's pay by 3%, retroactive July the 1st, and contribute $1,000 into her health savings account.
I'll
A
second.
motion and a second, is there any other discussion?
Let's beg forgiveness.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Ah,
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Bless your heart.
bless my heart. I'm embarrassed.
All right, next is Jeremy Day, account number 2-1814-03, builder swimming pool, and is asking for a sewer adjustment of 2760.
I'm making that, motion that we do the adjustment.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Ah.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is our public comment period for matters germane to items on the agenda.
Who come up with that big word, Jermaine?
State of
Say that.
All right, next we got our revenue and expense reports. Anything else, I guess?
I will make a motion that we adjourn.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second, go ahead.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed?